All right.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. We
Hey,
should
everybody.
be live. Unspooled number 17. And we got an interesting guest tonight. But first, we'll do Steve. What have you been up to?
Nothing, and that's the good part.
No
Real
more, no
life
more
stuff.
events. No more weddings.
Yeah, no events until I think the 19th is our next show.
Yeah.
But this show was what was it? It was a wedding, and I think I talked to like people that get the shows through. It was the first wedding that they've had, so it was actually a plus. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice to be done with something. Plus, with 3D Printopia coming up. So, actually, our guest that we have tonight will be at 3D Printopia as well, which is going to be cool. So, without much delay, should we go ahead and bring him on in?
We can.
Yeah. So, who we have tonight is a lot of you guys are going to know him. Luke from Luke's Laboratory, an amazing maker, creates some awesome stuff, sells some amazing things like the Chube and the Pika. And that's one of the questions, Pika, Pika, I think. So, but without any further delay, let's go ahead and bring him on stream, and then we can dive right in. So here is Luke. How you doing?
Hey, Luke.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, you got it right here.
No audio.
Okay, there we go.
Yep, we got you now.
Yep,
Okay.
got you now.
Okay, so, sounds good. It doesn't let me unmute myself while I'm waiting, so I have to mute myself once you add me. All
I
right.
went through the same thing. I was like, I can't talk.
Some of the strange stream together stuff from Twitch. So they're working on it. So how you doing?
I'm doing on balance pretty good. It's been beautiful weather for the last week or so here, so it's really nice when you don't have any climate control in the shop, so you get to open the doors and really enjoy the outside. My two kids just went back to school for their first day today, so like that's a welcome change. Both of them they yearn for the school. School's a good place for both of them, so we're really excited to start back that routine and get that back under control. And other than that, I mean, things, even though they haven't been going the way that I want them to, they're still going in a positive direction. So that's really all I can ask for, because some days I'm treading water, but the river's taking me along, you know?
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, you've been in the community for a long time, and you've always been coming up with something new. And now, you know, a lot of people know you. And if you guys don't know, the Chube, which was a pretty amazing, like, revolutionary design. I mean, it's something that nobody had ever seen before. If you guys haven't seen it, I just posted Luke's website in chat. Go take a look at it. So we should probably start with that, because that was such a big thing when it came out. That what brought you to that design? Like, how did you guys come up with that?
Oh, so it's a long and yet short story. So when I started my maker journey, I was building, started with small stuff, just tinkering around. And then when I went out there in 2019, I think it is, something like that, I assessed the current market of printers in 2019, and I saw that they were missing one key element: metal. Okay, so you look around, you see a Voron, you see a Rat Rig, you see the Prusas and all that kind of stuff, and they just don't have any metal joints. So it was about that time where I was shown or discovered, I don't know which, probably somebody tweeting something, or Send is like, hey, you don't got to talk to anybody, you don't got to interact with anybody, you can literally just take a file and send it, and we'll cut it, and it'll show up at your door. And I thought, that's great, let's build a whole printer around it. So that actually started the Stablebot. So my first Stablebot is the one that's in the GitHub, or the one that I'm sitting in it, kind of like a Hobbit. I built that one in the basement of the place that I was renting at the time, and that was really where a lot of that started. Now, on a printer that big, I promise this is all related to Chube. So on a printer that big, you want to print fast and you want to print lots of plastic. And so at the time, the options for printing lots of plastic were Volcano, Super Volcano, and the Magnum. Not the Magnum Plus, but just the regular Magnum from Slice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, time advances a little bit and we get into 2020. 2020, everyone knows what happened. Yay, it was COVID time. Everyone stay home. Well, I was actually fortunate enough to be contacted and got a contract to print 63,000 face shields for meat packers in Iowa. So we printed a lot of stuff, and that involved pushing more plastic.
Yeah.
So what did I want to do? Push more plastic. What happened when I pushed plastic? I broke hot ends. A lot of hot ends. Many times I'd see a super volcano bent over and I have a full plate of like probably, close to 1,000 individual pieces broken off and just wasted. So like all the 8 hours of the day that I had woken up to were just gone, and I just wasted plastic, which was very precious at the time.
Yeah.
So I was very excited when Slice came out with their Magnum Plus because it was supported, right? Because they have the 4 pillars and they have their screws that hold it in tension. It's a supported heat break. That's great. So that comes out and I buy several, and they work better than the Super Volcano in terms of not breaking. I still broke them, mind you. I still have a snapped one. But they have a couple other issues with their heat. You blow air to cool down the plastic that you're printing very fast, and I could get an effect where when printing PET, not PETG, PETG is the devil, PET is the blessed material. All my homies hate glycol. Anyways, when printing PET, I could turn off and on the extrusion by turning on and off my part cooling fans. So I could literally cause such a great temperature drop in the nozzle portion of the Mag Plus, and I don't have one here. My apologies. I should be narrating this with. I could freeze the nozzle while the thermistors in the main block were unaffected. Like they thought it was great. We were printing at 300 degrees Celsius, and my nozzle would be at 220 degrees Celsius, just crying. And so a lot of those things needed to be solved. And then so it was at that time where I was starting to post out about like, hey, is there a better solution out there? I was approached by a couple people. We formed a group that went together and we came up with the Chube. So the design is actually very akin to catalytic converter shells.
Yep. Inside
your catalytic converter. So a lot of the holes for thermal spacing and all that kind of junk there. And we began from there. So a lot of what I did and what I continue to do is, so I have an engineering background. I am a degreed mechanical engineer from an ABET certified university. I worked at John Deere for the first 5-6 years, whatever the timeline is there. And then I was an engineering manager for a label finishing machine production company. So we would produce machines that finish the labels that go on your jug of milk, whatever. So like I have an engineering background, but my background is not necessarily design. I make blocks and squares, and I make sure that things always go together every time. I make sure that the stuff works when it gets to the field and solve all that kind of stuff. But I was the one who picked up manufacturing. So we ran, I found manufacturers. I quoted with over, I think the first round was like over 100 manufacturers, something like that. Wow. I tried working with domestically with the goal of making this entirely in the USA. I selected one that was actually fortunately local to me for production. We went through several beta rounds with other companies. We got some parts from Oregon, some parts from Washington, some parts from Minnesota. I think 3-plater, long engineering journey, all that kind of stuff. Finally settled on both a production source for manufacturing as well as a production design. And then in that time, we wrote and submitted a patent for application. So I wrote most of that and made it. So here it is.
There it is.
Right.
So
we have
essentially, you wanted a robust strong, fast hot end that could push a lot of plastic at super high temperatures and not break or bend.
Yeah. It needs to be reliable.
Yeah.
It needs to punch a lot of plastic, and it needs to not blow up when I look at it funny.
Yeah.
So I think that my favorite thing is that out of the hundreds of these that we ship worldwide, including with our industrial customers, including with our testing here, we have yet to have someone snap one. So that makes me immensely happy.
You have two different configurations, right? That give you like a 42 millimeter melt zone and then a 52 millimeter, right? Depending on the configuration.
Is correct. Yep.
So which is a hefty long melt zone? Like that's
medium size.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. So it's capable of 500 degrees, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. Every component in here is rated to survive 500 degrees plus. We actually have a famous picture from Zombie Hedgehog, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was the turtle. My apologies if I messed it up. Where their controller did not do a good job of detecting temperature, and so we actually had it glowing pink. So that is
so far exceeding the 500C. Yeah.
Far exceeding 500C, and all they did was they replaced the controller, and the Chube continues to work to this day. So yet another W for Team Chube.
Yeah. So going back, so the melt zone being medium length, but you're the claim to fame is really that the melt zone to overall length of the hot end, because you have some hot ends like the Goliath that are super long, and can affect how a printer is designed as far as you losing a lot of the Z height. But you guys were able to get a hot end that can melt a lot of plastic fast, and it's not very big. It's heavy and rugged, but it's not very. It's not. I mean, you're holding it up in your hand. It's not a big hot end in that sense. So is that what you guys were going for when you were designing it, or was that just based off the designs you came with, like kind of a bonus in the end, or were you trying to get something?
We were trying to get something that would work for my printers, and it would be a drop-in essentially for the Magnum Plus market.
Okay,
so there's a variety of reasons to do that. One, they would have the money for a U.S.-made component because, like it or not, manufacturing in the United States is more expensive than manufacturing elsewhere, from cost of material, which is mostly based off of cost of energy and cost of regulations, as well as cost of labor that goes into it, and just a variety of other things, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first market, and these are the people that can really use the productivity, right? So when you're looking at it and you're deciding in your head, do I buy a Magnum Plus or do I buy, what are other options out there? One, you can go bigger and you can go with a pellet head. So I actually have a Dies Atom in the shop behind me, just ready for install on a printer, and you can go pellet, right? But that's a $5,000 investment versus a $300 some investment first off, and then you have the complexities of pellet versus regular filament. Or you can look at the Goliath, which has plenty of upsides. Its cost is one. The construction is pretty good. Like they use appropriate materials for their construction. They have different variants. So they have like the water cooled variant. They have a short version that just has a plate similar to the conduction. So it actually reduces the overall length of the stack and still gets you all that melt zone. Or you could buy something like the Chube, which we purposely designed, one, to, again, be that drop-in, like it just works, right? So like here's a Stablebot tool head, and this really, this was originally designed around a Magnum Plus, and then you can see the CPAP tubes there, and then it just drops in, but with the added advantage of, one, we have the thermistor right next to where the nozzle goes, so you'd never have a situation where you're cooling your tip so much that your thermistor doesn't see it cooling. Two, we use all standard heaters and thermistors, so there's no proprietary nonsense. Like we hate, I personally hate, but the overall group hated proprietary anything. So this is all stuff. Sorry, my camera decided to zoom in on me again. Come on, go back. I'm not that pretty.
We understand.
Anyways,
so and the other thing too is that you're just using standard RepRap M6 nozzles, right? CHT.
That is exactly right.
Yeah, so that's another thing, is that you're not using proprietary nozzles, whereas a lot of hot ends now, they're proprietary, and they're not interchangeable between printers, and it's
really annoying.
Yeah.
Real quick. So let's rewind for a little bit. Like, which came first, Chube or Luke's Laboratory, or did they happen at the same
Luke's
time?
Laboratory came first.
Or...
Luke's.
Okay.
I've been in business since before 2020. So I actually started out by selling random 3D printed stuff. So I was like way before that point. I got my first printer in 2013, I think. I was bored in an internship, 2013 or 2014, one of the two. I was bored in internship. I started printing stuff. So I printed car parts. I paid for my room and board and food in college by printing car parts. That was really cool.
That's cool.
But after that point, I got like a normal career, and then the normal career turned out to be not. I learned a lot. I'm glad for my experience, but I also know, especially now that I've run my own business for 2 years, like this is what I should be doing. In general, is the laboratory and trying to make the world a better place my way. And so, like, I really made the business to make hobby money to pay for itself. And then I realized that I could use the hobby money to pay for bigger projects that I wouldn't normally be able to undertake for myself. So are you guys familiar with the Hovet at all?
Yep.
Okay. So, like, Luke's Laboratory existed when the Hovet existed. And Luke's Laboratory is what allowed me to kind of, like, bring it forward and make it a product that was usable everywhere. So, like, that's really what Luke's Laboratory started as. And then we started, like, kitting out printers. Like, so, like, the Jubilee printers, we would bulk buy all the stuff, kit it ourselves, and then ship those out worldwide. We do printed parts orders, as much as possible. And then what put me into full time was we sold 5 Stablebots in like a 2-week period. On top of we were launching Chube that same year, and then I had just like 2 spots had opened up in our little in the local. So the place I'm in right now, I actually have 4 units of 6 in this single building here. So I started off with 3,600 square feet. Those opened up at the same time, so I got 3,600 square feet. It's like 5 minutes from my house, so I can bike, I can drive, super quick, right? And then, that opened up. So everything was like, hey, if I'm going to make a chance at going full time, like this is it. We're sending it. So, yep. So in October of 2023, I went half time, and then by December 2023, I was full time Luke's Laboratory, and I have been ever since. So it's been a wild ride. So.
With those 5 Stablebots, were they all like the same size, or were they all like different size?
Oh, hell no. No. Every single one was different. Nobody gets the same size ever. It is the curse that I have made for myself.
Yeah, having varying.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
If you only had like 1 or 2 options, it obviously makes it easier on you. But I'm sure as your customers like the options, right, to customize it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so since
it's a big deal,
and over the last couple of years, I mean, or ever since the Chube, you guys have expanded into other products. Like we'll get to another hot end that you guys have designed that a lot of people might be aware of, and a lot of people have the machines that it's going to go on. But you guys are doing like adhesive, like bed adhesive, right? You have like your single, duo, and triple, I think it is. So you guys are doing more than just printers and hot ends. And is that something that you guys are striving to continue to have like a whole range of different products?
And before you answer that, are you guys going to expand beyond 3D printing at some point?
Yeah.
Both of those are fantastic questions. I could probably talk about both of these for quite some time. So I guess the first answer is our core knowledge base, our core competency right now really is 3D printing, right? So we have a print farm where we have over 20 printers now ready for operation. So like we can print whatever the heck we need to, whatever anyone else needs to. In 2024, we printed over 1 ton, like 1 literal ton of ABS for a single customer. Like that is what we did.
Wow.
That allows us to test our products. That allows us to test our printers. That really, it's what we like to keep the farm busy. And it got to the point where I actually hired someone full time to operate our farm and to help us out there. So like that was like a really cool thing for me to be able to do. Is be like, you get the farm, have fun, just print everything, print all the things, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And what that allows us to do is that allows us to test our stuff. So like our bed adhesive, the reason we have a lot of the stuff in the store that we have. So Luke's Laboratory is not a general retailer. We're fairly specialized in what we offer. We don't go out and buy every single option and you can come to us and shop for whatever the heck you feel like. You come to us when you want to buy something and it does what it says on the tin and you're done. And that's all it's going to do, right? Like, sure, our products are great and they work on a variety of products, but it's going to do what we say it does because that's how we run it and that's how we use it. So like our bed adhesives come in single, double, or triple, named after the beer. Is because we needed different strengths and for different applications. So sometimes we just need to be like, no, this print just needs to work. It's going overnight. We're taking it off in the morning and we're throwing it on a truck to go to our customer. So it's like we're just going to triple the bed. It's just taken care of. We can wipe our hands, go away, and go out. And that's why we go and offer that. So that's actually why we created the two-step process brand. So this is something that it was kind of a mantra when we were at Deere. My role at Deere was basically just a fixer. I was responsible for the cab, the backhoe cab, and the articulated dump truck cab in current production in totality. So if there was an issue in the field that it was failing a lot, I had to fix it. If there was a part that didn't go together on the line, I had to fix it. If there was a supply chain issue where all of a sudden that manufacturer like went out of business, I had to fix it. If there's a cost reduction, it was a lot, right? And so sometimes a solution was as simple as we followed the two-step process, which is we got good. That's it. That's a two-step process right there, right? So our two-step process brand is really meant to show like there may be many like this, but ours is good at a reasonable price. So our bed adhesive is good at a reasonable price. Our greases are good at a reasonable price. Like we bulk buy the greases, we repackage it for individual users, and we send it out. Could you technically get it cheaper from China? Probably, but you can buy it and we'll ship it out and it'll be good enough, right? And we're coming out with more and more of these products where we've carefully taken the time to source quality, high-end components and materials, and then we're going to label it under our two-step brand and ship it out. A good example is that we're actually launching two-step process PEI. So we're doing nice. SABIC 1010 glass filled for under $150 a kilo. Like, we think that's a good deal. And not everyone needs, Ultem 1010 or whatever it is, but like that's what we are striving to do from a retailer perspective is to focus on how can we provide the most value with our unique stance, because we're tied in more on the engineering, on the production side, on the manufacturing side than many of the other retailers like a West 3D, a Fabrico, a KB 3D, where we're trying to make as much as we can ourselves, and so like that's where we really want to add to it.
We've all seen the posts over the last few months of the machines coming in. And that's cool to see.
Come on, follow me. Hold on, it'll grab me. 1 second. Come on, camera, you can do it. All right, there we go. I think I got you. Yeah. There we go. All right. So we got this Wednesday parts tumbler made in the USA. It's a parts tumbler, 2.5 liters. We can tumble all the parts in here. Right. This thing we got like 3 weeks ago. Yeah. The forklift. It's great. I never thought in my life I would own a forklift. Obviously this thing here, right? So this thing is a massive investment on our end. I'm sure I'm going to yap about it a whole bunch, but this really represents the future of our business. So in the process of making the Chube, we've had a lot of ups and downs in selecting manufacturers. At the beginning of 2025, the job shop that we were using to manufacture our components, they got bought out by a larger job shop. And that larger job shop immediately, overnight, without warning, doubled to tripled pricing on all open orders. They refused to honor the previous orders that were on the spindle. So they were being run on the machines at that place, and they said that in order to get my parts, I'd have to pay double to triple the cost.
Wow.
So
That's
guess what?
insane.
That makes stuff like the Pika not economically viable. That makes stuff like next generation Chube not economically viable at the price that we intend to launch it at. Like, these kind of things just stopped being economically feasible. So, go back to the drawing board, and it's just like, why can't we do this? So I promptly went through another 200 vendors, 200, to try to get quotes for our parts. Now, mind you, our parts are not complex, nor are they weird materials other than the copper that we may use. And my tightest tolerance is 2,000 on a reamed hole. Okay? I'm not asking for micron tolerance.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for perfection. I'm asking for good enough. Okay? That is what I think my specialty is. It works. Like, I don't, tight tolerance for everything is not a good solution to making a product. It should literally be as sloppy as possible and still work every time. Like, that is the ultimate product goal, is it just goes together and it just works. That's why the Chube is such a great product.
Yeah.
It just works. You just make it go. So, the last, oh crap, it's September, jeez. So last 7 or 8 months, wherever that timeline kind of goes, has been really focused on learning an entirely new discipline, which is machining. So this is, I've learned a lot. And so for the future of our business, it is using our resources to continue to advance the space. Now, the space has changed fundamentally since when I joined. So I've been printing since 2013, 2014, and the printers that are being sold today are markedly different than they were being sold and built by users and consumed and interacted with, and all the expectations have changed. So a lot of our products, like the Chube, for instance, are not a very good fit for the current market of printer, for the current level of consumers of printers. So we needed to do something different and solve some of the problems that we also have. Like, I own a Kickstarter X1C. We printed a lot on it. Is it amazing? I have reservations about the bamboos in general, but it's worked far better than any other off-the-shelf printer I've ever bought.
Yep.
And for user experience, it's a better experience than my own printers that I build and sell. Like, I won't lie about that. It's a better user experience. They probably pay their software engineers more than my company makes in 5 years. Honestly, like, it just is what it is, right? So we needed a better way to be more flexible and to be able to bring products to the market faster and to be able to supply the market's demands. So that's really why the investment makes sense, assuming I can get it working correctly. And I can get it working correctly. I just need them to get it working correctly, because right now it's actually broken because they broke something. I don't know. It's a lot of fun.
So with
I can rattle about that later.
Pika,
Sorry.
with you're referencing, what was like the moment where you said, I can do this better than Bamboo can do it? And what was that aha moment for you?
So I will say that Bamboo has a lot of very smart people working for it, and I'm sure that they could make this design in about 20 minutes, to be clear. But for Bamboo, that's not their value. So I have all confidence, especially seeing the H2D, the level of engineering and complexity and tooling and everything they put in there. Like, they just don't want to, because it's not the experience that they're wanting to provide out of the box. They are genuinely, in my opinion, leaving that space open for now for people like me to improve on. That's why E3D made their own hot end. That's why the Mako exists. That's why the Conch exists and all that kind of other stuff. So I just want to say that what I set out to solve with the Pika is I designed the initial design of this in about 3 hours. I was mad that I had broken another hot end in the Bamboo, because I've also bent hot ends in there. I got mad, so I said, I'm going to make a better one. And so I did, and I bought 5 prototypes each from like a random Chinese manufacturing place just to make sure it fit together. And I put it together, and it just worked. And I'm like, no, this can't be it. And then I did it again with a different set of parts, and it just worked. And I went through all 5 prototypes, and they all like just work. You put them in the bamboo, and you plug it in, and you melt the plastic, and you print the part. And I printed a lot of plastic really fast, and it's just like, well, okay, I got to get this out to the world. And then the Kickstarter and that whole journey went off because it's just like, hey, like if people are willing to give me a chance, like I make their lives a lot better. And so the
Pika is the good out of box experience in Just Works bamboo that you've experienced, plus Luke's I want to print fast and hot, and you've married those together, and this is essentially a part that you want, that you're now selling, and people like you want. Like, I'm a person like you, that's what I want. But Joe down the street might be perfectly fine with his stock bamboo X1 hot end. And I think you're right that there is space for both, right? Because there are people out there that got the bamboos and say they're wonderful machines and they print well, but I can get more out of it. So to have something like this, and is it 52% longer melt zone?
I forget what number I put.
Yes.
Not what number I put, because I obviously measured and compared.
Yeah,
but,
so yeah,
I forget the specifics.
Yeah, so 52% longer. And there was a specific number too for how much faster it could print. Was it like 36%?
It was 33 or 36, something like that.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, those numbers were measured with actual parts. Those were measured with actual customer parts doing their profiles and their settings for their stuff. So like, we're not saying up to, like, that is an actual scenario where we actually delivered parts to a customer based on our upgrades.
Yeah. So
like, I hate playing marketing games.
Yeah. So yeah, basically it's just, if you want a more robust X1 or P1 nozzle that can print a little faster and a little, and it's great. I think it's an awesome idea. I think anytime that we can make great machines even better, why not? Why wouldn't we? It's kind of what we're here for. So I love it. I think it's a great idea. And so with the manufacturer being bought out and saying we're doubling and tripling prices, how has that affected the Kickstarter for the Pika? Like, what did it basically boil down to? Now I've got to either make it myself or find another manufacturer, which is probably tough right now.
So we knew that the manufacturer was far before I ever launched the Kickstarter.
Okay.
Like, I had already signed documents for 3 months. This thing was on a boat by the time that I had launched the Kickstarter. So like this was already purchased and taken care of, and we were already moving into this second space. Like the Kickstarter was always planned for this particular machine, because this particular machine is meant for tubes, for the next generation of tubes that are being announced at 3D Printopia. So come by our booth and check out a much more stealth burner sized tube.
Oh, fancy!
So
I can't wait.
Yes. So it should have all the goodness in there, so like that was always planned for this, because the only way that this is economically viable, or the Pika is economically viable at the price that we have it at, is if we're doing it ourselves.
Gotcha.
And that has a whole litany of systemic issues with the United States in general that I don't think I have a long enough time to talk about on this podcast entirely, because it's been rough out there.
Well, that's good. I think for viewers and anybody that thing is that it's nice to know that was always the plan, and the manufacturing being bought out didn't cause you guys more stress and hurt the viability of it, because I know a lot of people are really excited about the Pika, and I'm excited to see it.
The Pika is only possible because of this particular machine.
Yeah.
Like otherwise, it's just not economically viable. Even assuming the prices they gave me would be cut by 2 to 3% or 2 to 3x, Like that made it kind of iffy for us. This makes it a very viable product that we can continue to produce for as long as people want to, and quantities whatever they want.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah.
So are there plans to move the Pika to some of the other printers potentially, or?
Ooh, good question. Good question. So the answer is absolutely yes. So we were talking a little bit before about how all the printers have all their different kind of nozzles, and everybody has their own recipe for how they put together stuff. So that's actually one of the things I want to talk about as well. So are you guys familiar with the fin standard?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Well, good. Time for a little bit of speech.
Yeah.
So you guys know the V6, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the fin standard is what Slice Engineering created as an open source, I think it's Creative Commons 4.0, open source standard to usher in the next generation of hotends. So as MMU units come along, like are styled in bamboo, and all this stuff, the hotends have gotten smaller, and a smaller hotend probably needs a smaller nozzle. Now, the smaller nozzle has a bunch of benefits from having your nozzle material be less impactful on your performance. So like if you have a steel nozzle, but the steel nozzle is only like 2% of your melt zone instead of 10% of your melt zone, you're going to have more performance because more of your melt zone is your hot block instead of your nozzle, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, the fin nozzle, and I do have a blog written on this, so I'll link that to you guys later, maybe share it or whatever. Like I wrote up a whole long thing with pictures and descriptions of like here's why, all this kind of stuff. So the fin nozzle is more efficient. From a thermodynamic standpoint, it's easier to seal because it's smaller. It has a different pitch of threads, so it's M5 instead of M6, and it has a really cool boot interface thing that they built in just as an added plus to make it even better to integrate. I hope to bring that back to V6 so that we can have that on the V6 units because it's a cool feature and not really nozzle size dependent. But anyways, the Mako that Slice sells uses the fin standard, and the Pika that we sell uses the fin standard. Now, the fin standard is already supported by Diamondback, Slice, Micro Swiss, ourselves, Pika, and Bondtech. So you can get a CHT already in fin. Like, it's just there. You can buy it off the shelf today. You don't have to depend on me existing. You don't have to depend on anybody, any independent place existing in order to get your nozzles. So as we expand the Pika lineup into other printers, Cheaty 4 coming first, because I have 3 of the Cheaty Keaty plus 4s that we hate the hot ends on. So that's going to be made next. But so when we make those hot ends, those are also going to use the fin standard nozzle.
Nice.
Right? And so I hope that all of the other hot end manufacturers, because it's the wild freaking West right now. I don't understand. I hate it.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can all come back and coalesce around one common standard, just like they originally coalesced around the V6 standard so long ago.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of what I want to say is that yes, we absolutely. I have a Solval SB08 that we're hopefully designing a hot end for. I say hopefully because time permitting. Like I am.
Well,
try to ask you about that as well.
Try to squeak the Centauri Carbon in there as well because I love that machine. I love that machine, but the hot end design is suspect. We
also have one of those for the same reason. So don't you worry. We will be making as much as we possibly can, but I am only one person, and I need to get parts pumping out of here to then generate revenue so that I can hire a lackey who can then help me get stuff, et cetera, et cetera. You get the thing. Do the business thing, hire people, and make them do more stuff.
More machines, more people, more parts.
Yep.
So everybody buy the Pika and buy all the other stuff so that way eventually I can get a Centauri Carbon Pika.
that was honestly my question. I just had to frame it like I cared about other printers.
Yes. The form factor. Yeah, the form factor is very applicable to all hot ends out there, and we use top tier materials. So even if the packaging isn't necessarily the most convenient for a lot of cases, like the Solval SV80 or SV08 Max or whatever, that hot end is kind of weirdly packaged. So like we might be on the thermal edge necessarily instead of like in the happy zone. But the thing is, the materials that we're using to build it are so relatively good that we can get away with more shenanigans and still be a perfectly functional hot end, if that makes sense. It's why our conduction hot ends work pretty happily, even on small aluminum plates. Is that like we just have an overall thermally efficient design that doesn't require that much cooling in the first place. So that's
nice. Yeah. Well, good. I think everybody. I mean, I'm super excited about that because, like I said, I there's a lot of machines out there, and I have a lot of those machines, and the hot ends are they work and they're always fine, but they're not perfect. They can be improved, and I would like to, like you said, I would love to have a fin nozzle, a standardized nozzle along all those. Because I'm not, exactly. I have buckets and buckets and containers of hot ends, of nozzles, and I sometimes will look at it and go, I can't remember what that was for. And then I have to figure out what that nozzle was for. Because an example of this is the Chube Max 3, right? It's a V6, but it's not a V6. It's 3 millimeters shorter, right? So technically you can use a V6 nozzle in it, but in order to get like the full use of it, you've got to put some type of adapter between the end of the nozzle and the heat block. That's annoying to me, right? Like just add 3 millimeters to that and just make it a V6. So having a standard would be very nice. Having individually designed hot ends, but the nozzle can all be the same. And I really like that idea. So
it would be awesome. Hopefully, the other companies will kind of follow suit, and see the value in it. But then, we do deal in we roam in the world of like everyone's trying to isolate, and like you said, you don't do that, which is perfect.
Yeah.
But all these other companies are like, hey, let me just give you all of my parts so that when you need parts, you got to come to me to get parts.
Well, it's the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're saying, the ecosystem, like everybody's got their ecosystem. But I don't knock that. I like that for the people that are okay with being in that ecosystem, like Bamboo, for example.
It's convenient sometimes.
Yeah. But for people that would like to not be held to that, having a bunch of hot ends available that standardize a nozzle, like even if the manufacturers aren't willing to do it, if you and Luke's Laboratory are coming out with hot ends for my Chube Max 3, my Cobra 3s, my Centauri Carbons, my P1Ss, that I can then replace the hot ends for that are all using standardized nozzles, makes my life easier.
I mean, you have to think when the Bondtech drops and they're following that standard, that's probably going to be a big boost because of the number of people, custom printer makers that are going to want to use that system. It's going to help universalize the fin standard, so that it's, more people are, like, oh, I can just take this nozzle and swap it here and use this here, and like, it's a good stepping stone in the right direction, at least as far as like custom printers and for the tinkerers that that want more out of their printer,
because like I have 18 different printers currently, and 12 of them are all different, and I have to always make sure that I'm keeping 2 or 3 of an extra 0.4, an extra 0.8, an extra 0.6, an extra 2.5 for all of them. And it was just a couple days ago that I bought some extra hardware bins to try to organize all of this. And I start putting everything together, and I'm like, holy crap, I not only do I have extras of all of those, but I have extras of all the different manufacturers, right? So I have like Bontex and Micro Swisses and CHT and non-CHT, and it gets it's fun, but when you actually start to boil it down and start to organize all the things, it's kind of crazy. It gets to a point where, like you're saying, it's like, okay, let's just have one. But cool. So, what else? So, are you guys working on? If you can say anything, not are you guys kind of working anything else up in the air that you guys are working on that's coming down the pike?
Yeah. So we have.
Man.
I don't have anything. I don't have a cool way to describe it. It's the only thing that I can say, and that we have posted a teaser on our Instagram, and all over Discord, all that kind of stuff. So we will be showing off our brand new alternatively sized Chube at 3D Printopia.
Yeah.
So we're looking for a global launch with that one. So it should be available worldwide all at the same time. All manufactured here in Wrightstown, Wisconsin. It'll have everything good you love about the Chube, including the price. I think everyone's going to be very pleased with how affordable it'll be.
Ooh,
so
good.
I think it should be a good hit for everybody there. Yeah, that's one of them. The second one is, so after the Kickstarter and everything for the Pikas, so we're producing a whole bunch of them on this machine here. So one thing that we have also gotten more advancements in is heater technology. So I've been working with a different place to get heaters, and we have a Maker's Edition Pika. So what's different about the Maker's Edition? It's the same basic construction. So the same melt zone, the same nozzle, the same heat sink, all that kind of stuff. So it'll fit in all of the bamboo adjacent tool heads that are out there, like the Jabberwocky or like Stealth Burner Mod, all that kind of stuff. But the difference is it's going to come with a 100-watt non-PTC heater and a PT1000.
Oh, nice.
So you'll be able to use it in just about whatever the heck you feel like, all the great advantages of it, but it'll go very well with DIY builds.
And like
instead.
standard.
So people can build their self-burners.
And probably standard like JST plugs, that everybody...
We are not putting any plugs on it. It'll have a meter connection.
Oh, nice.
So we're not going to do plugs because we don't want people to plug it into their bamboos. That's the thing we don't want, is we don't want... Sorry, I'm going to zoom out here again. Yeah. We don't want people plugging into their bamboos because the bamboo, it'll blow it up. 100 watts is not what the bamboo is all about. So.
Okay, so it's going to be fully customizable where they can just do whatever they want with it. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yep.
Like, so you're going to have that at 3D Printopia.
So we'll have the Maker Edition there, and it's already up on our site, so you can read all about it too.
Okay, great. So guys, we've been posting that in chat, so check out the lukeslabonline.com site.
Thanks.
So unrelated to the parts, are you going to have any Chube socks at 3D Printopia? Because I've been waiting to get my hand on a pair of Chube socks forever. If not, I'll order them. But
we will not have any Chube socks. Actually, no, that's not true. We will have maybe some silicone boots for a certain alternatively sized Chube as well. Who knows?
Nice, cool. All right. Well, so Steve,
I got excited. I thought you were talking about real socks for a second, and I was like, "That is awesome."
We have Chube socks as well.
Yeah, the Chube socks. That's what.
They're on our website.
All right.
Two different sizes. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And I had another idea that would have been great, but if I remember, I'll send it to you. Oh, how about a Rubik's Cube? There you go. A Rubik's Cube. Boom.
Rubik's
Very nice.
Oh, that was a dad joke.
I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
So, all right. Does anybody in chat have questions for Luke before we let Luke go on his way? Before we'll wait a little bit to see if anybody has any questions, and then before we finish, we'll have you take a moment and kind of tell everybody where they can find you, and then what you're going to be doing in the next few months. Let's see if anybody, but
I don't even know if I know what I'm going to be doing in the next 2 months.
Well, I know 3D Printopia, right? So,
yep.
So while everybody kind of picks their brain and sees if they have any questions, tell us where everybody can find you, socials, website, all that.
Sure.
And then where they'll physically find you over the next few months.
Yeah, sure. So you can find us at lukeslabonline.com. It's in the chat and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, you'll probably know who I am anyways. If you don't, thank you for meeting me. You can also find us officially on Instagram That is mostly where we do our official posting, or all official posting. You can also follow me on Twitter/X, whatever the heck it is, what we want to call it now. So Twitter, I will say, is less of a corporate account. So it's partially the corporate account, and it's partially just me shit posting. Sometimes, apologies for language, but
okay.
it's me crap posting from time to time.
Yeah.
So you may see takes on there that are like literally just me, and some things that are official. So I'll announce products on there, but then like 2 hours later, I'll be out there complaining that I sent out an RFQ to a company and it's been 3 weeks and somehow they haven't responded to me yet. Or you'll see stuff like, why am I getting a $42,000 tariff bill on $3,000 worth of heaters? How does this work? Why is this fair? And so like you'll get a mix of me just being like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And official stuff. So if you just want official stuff, go to the Instagram that's managed by my wonderful wife, who only posts like sane things. If you want a little more unhinged, come to Twitter. I'll be rambling there occasionally. We have a YouTube as well.
Yeah.
We have a YouTube as well, Luke's Laboratory or Luke's Lab, I don't know, one of the two. I post an update at least every 2 weeks on this machine here. So this week is another update on this machine and the Pika process and all that kind of stuff. So lots of good stuff there. I'll be posting more machining stuff as I have time. I have a review that I need to give on this machine. So this is the third one of these in the United States.
Oh, cool.
I have number 16 worldwide of this particular platform and number 3 in the United States. And 2 of those 3 are owned by one company. So like I am the second customer of this machine in the United States. It's that new. And I got a lot of thoughts. I got a lot. Some things are amazing. Some things are terrible because right now it's broken. Like the machine will not make parts because the thing that goes and catches the part at the end of it is throwing a hissy fit for some reason. So, yay!
Yeah. So hopefully they can fix it for you because I'm guessing that's also a pricey machine. So hopefully they fix it.
It's more than my house. More than my house.
Yep. So, all right. Well, we appreciate you coming on, Luke.
Absolutely.
We like I said, we love what you do. I love what you do.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you guys at 3D Printopia.
Yep.
You know, when Steve reached out to you, I was super excited that you were coming on. So thank you.
No, thank you guys for a good chat. I appreciate you giving me a platform to yap. I always like coming on and just talking my thoughts. Like I am the same person, and I love explaining. One of these days, I'll I don't know, attend a podcast or something like that and talk about manufacturing in the United States of America because it's been fun. Yeah. But I also hope. So we kind of asked what the future was. Yeah. And so the future for us, I'll answer that question because it's very important to me. The future really is 3D printing, but it's also the Fabratory. So we have Luke's Laboratory, and then we'll have Luke's Fabratory. And the real goal for the Fabratory is to make it easy to manufacture. Because right now, the experience that I have had manufacturing stuff is that people don't want to work with anyone else. Like people, like I will send parts that send cut send. So like everyone, you guys know what send cut send is, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, just making sure because I've explained this like a dozen times and I get 50-50, which is crazy to me. Anyways, so like you take your part, you design it in whatever program you want. Like you can do this in FreeCAD. Some people do this in Blender because they're madmen. Who knows, right? So you take your part and you upload it to Send Cut Send, and Send Cut Send goes, it'll be this much. It has this lead time, and then you click the button, you swipe your credit card, and you get the part in that many days, right? That's how the experience goes? Okay, great. So get this, right? So I am a real business. I am not a fake business. I am a real business. I go and I contact other local businesses because that's the good thing, right? Like we can work together and make a strong community. Like literally down the road. Okay, so I can go down the road that way. I can go with a laser shop. They have like 100,000 feet or something like that for laser cutting. I can drive down the other road and I can go past 3 other places that do fabrication. Okay, just down this road here. I get my metals from a mile away. Like I literally called the guy this morning and said, "Hi, I would like 200 pounds of aluminum in 12-foot bars and quarter-inch diameter rounds. He's like, okay, they'll be there Thursday. And I just have I hang up and I get that, right? So that part's really great. But here's the other problem is that I try to work with these people down the road, and it's a family business. Like all the green things are like, oh, it's a small family business. They're running stuff. They're local. Okay. It takes them over 4 weeks to get me quotes on parts.
Oh, just
4
quotes?
weeks for laser cut quotes.
Wow.
Okay. And the prices are like 2% better than Sen Cut Sen, and I don't have to ship them, which is nice. That's good, right?
Yeah.
And they've helped me out. Like I have gone there in person and be like, "Hi, can you get these parts to me in like 3 days? I just need them fast." And they've helped me. So like these are very nice people. But it is actually impossible to do routine business with them because I need to plan out my entire lead time to be like 12 freaking weeks just so that we can have the corresponding back and forth, because every single time they want the parts exactly the way that their system wants to take them in. There's no translation. There's no willingness to compromise. There's no like, hey, we can get that done for you, or like we can figure it out for you. Like, I am not a laser cutting expert. I just want shape. Just deliver shape so I can get moving with my stuff. Yeah. Like, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care about your particular K factors. I don't need to go through the supply manual of your material supplier. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, we get our steel from Alro, so it has a different K factor. I don't care. Yeah. Make shape. Okay? Sorry. So like, again, wonderful people, but like, you send machine parts to China. You can send a 5-axis machine part to China. You send them the step file, and they just make the dang thing. And then oh, sorry, I don't know why my camera turned off. I'm just getting too passionate, I guess.
It's the heat. Yeah. The heat coming off of you right now.
Overheated the camera.
All right. Well, yeah. Apparently, it doesn't like it. Anyways, all right. Whatever. So you send that to China or whoever else, and they don't ask you too many questions. They'll ask you like two, like, hey, can we adjust this, and can we adjust this, because they understand their own limitations, and then they ask for adjustments so that it works on their machinery. And if that's not acceptable, they'll be like, okay, we have some friends down the road, and then they'll send you to that shop down there, and then they get it done instead because their machine has the capabilities to do the thing that, like, they figure it out based on their capabilities and their expertise. And when they don't have the expertise, they tell you, and then they go find someone else to help you out. And so, like, I don't understand why we don't have that community here in the United States, because like I am surrounded by manufacturing here in the Fox Valley of Wisconsin. I can drive down any given road, and there's a ton of jobs, a ton of people, and they're all building stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And that's fantastic. But if I need to get something done, I need to be the domain expert for every process down the line of that product, instead of saying, hey, can you just anodize this black for me? No, I need to go through their catalog and read all their data sheets. I can't just like send an email that says, hi, I would like this anodized. Could you please guide me through the process? And they're like, why didn't you read the whole catalog? They're like, no, I don't care. You're the expert. Tell me.
Yeah.
So the goal of the Fabricatory is that I hope to have a much more convenient and a lot more collaborative experience where people can send us parts, we can take them in, we'll review them and be like, hey, based on our current machinery, can we adjust this and this, and why did you do this? Like, can we change this? And if we can manufacture their part at a reasonable cost and deliver it to them the way that they need to. Or maybe like, hey, can you get anodizing stuff done? Yes, we have friends down the road who will anodize it for you. What color would you like? And hopefully we can like be a valued partner in manufacturing, so people who just want to make a cool idea get to make the cool idea. Yeah. Because in order to make this product, I had to go through the process of all the things. Like I didn't get to just send it out to someone and be like, hey, can you do this for me? Here's a fun story. So the titanium tube, that's like the critical part of the tube, right?
Yeah.
So this titanium tube is designed for laser. Okay, so when you look it up, you should be able to take a tube laser and laser all of these holes. Very efficient process, very quick, very supposedly cheap. Okay, so we sent this to no less than 3 places to actually get made on a tube laser. Again, this is a machine that should just laser tubes and have a titanium setting and adjust your parameters, all that kind of stuff, and then laser the tube. All 3 shops that all they did was laser tubes. That is their entire category of business is tube lasering. All 3 of them failed horribly. They flagged out the parts, disgusting. They can't do basic things, and it just drives me up a wall because they all told me that they could, and they all failed horribly. And the only time I found out was when they shipped me the parts, and they're all garbage. It's just like, what are you guys even like?
Yeah.
What? How do you do this? Because I know it's a feature of the machine. Like, it's a feature of the machines that they have in their store. Like, I can look at the brochure for the equipment that they have, and then I myself determine that they could like.
Yeah.
So I hope with the Fabratory that we will fill our roster with competent people that will be able to assist other businesses, individuals, and individuals wanting to do businesses with the manufacturing process, where they may not have that domain expertise, but we're not going to punish them for that. We are going to take their work and obviously make money doing so. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But we're going to work with them in order to accomplish the goal, which is make the shape.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want them to have to figure that out. We'll figure it out. And then as we figure it out, we're going to get better, which means that we can have even cooler stuff that we make, which means that we're going to be more profitable that way. Like, there's just so many advantages to being competent. It's crazy.
And I think you're. I've seen it too. In our area here, I had a guy who wanted to make cast aluminum parts, and there's a company in our area that's what they do. They cast aluminum parts. And when he went there and said, he needed a lot of these, right? Like he was going to order like 800, and then he was going to order like 1,000 another month from now. And they said, well, we don't work with the public. And he's like, what do you mean the public? He's like, I'm a business. I own a business literally in the same town you do. And they're like, well, we don't take jobs like that. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, how do you not, I'm going to be ordering thousands of these. And they had no interest.
Yep.
They did what they did.
Yep.
They had the portfolio of business that they had. And it wasn't that they didn't have the capability to add that. They just didn't want to. He ended up having to have them made in China, and shipped.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I think I think it just is going to take a lot of people, and hopefully the younger generation coming out that are going to own manufacturing businesses or machining shops or whatever it is, that they maybe have a more collaborative mentality, because if we ever want a China level manufacturing capability in the US, it's going to just take people wanting to work together, like you said. And until we do that, it's not going to change, so that's cool. I like that idea. Luke's Fabratory, that's neat. It'll
just be the Fabratory online. No Luke's Fabratory.
Oh, just
the business has already grown beyond me. And so eventually my time already runs out. Right. So like this is the first time in my life where I haven't been able to just work more hours or work more intelligently in order to solve all my problems. Right. So like it needs to be, it'll be a Luke's Laboratory company, or however we want to structure it, but it'll just be the Fabratory online is really what it'll be, because it's going to be beyond me. It's not just going to be Luke's. It's going to be the Fabratory. It just makes stuff.
Yeah.
So
well, that's cool. That's exciting. I am excited to see that. So
that would be cool to see.
Yeah. So we
working hard.
We just covered a ton of stuff, and it's awesome to see you growing. It's really exciting to see you going to still finding the time to go to the Rep festivals. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I care so much about the community.
Yeah.
It's like the whole purpose is to make other people successful. I'm not in business to make, I'm obviously in business because I need to eat, but I just want to make stuff better.
Yeah. and that's
Yeah,
awesome
dude,
to see.
it's understandable. Yeah, 100%.
You know, we don't.
There aren't a lot
I
of
mean,
people like that, to be honest, and it's cool when you, like that's part of the reason why we kind of like reached out, and like you're on a list of people that were like, hey, these people are doing cool stuff in the community,
Thank you.
and they're putting back in what they're getting out, and it's just awesome. And then also you're an American company, so that makes it even, and that's one of the things. We're not like we want to focus on companies that are here in the States. And so you're in the States and you're doing stuff for the community. It makes it even better, and you're out there, you're a face, and people can actually talk to you and reach out to you. So
Love
that makes it
chatting.
even more awesome.
Well, cool. That's so awesome. I can't wait to see you at 3D Printopia. Again, everybody go follow Luke, Instagram, X. Look at his website.
Yep.
Show him some love. Awesome guy, and doing really good stuff for you guys. I mean, he's doing this stuff for you guys. So, show him some love whenever you can. Again, Luke, thank you so much for coming.
Again,
thank you for having me on.
When months and months from now, when you got something that you want to talk about that's new at Luke's Laboratory, we'll have you on again, because you've been a pleasure to talk with. And
I think you'll like.
Yeah.
I think you'll like Project Redwood. I think you'll like it.
Okay, that I'm gonna write that down.
That's all.
Somebody clip that.
Write that down, but that's all I'm gonna say. Yep.
Okay.
You'll like Project Redwood.
Awesome. So,
nice.
Again, we're about 9:10, so we're gonna let you go, Luke. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy the nice weather.
It's beautiful.
We will see you in like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Something like that, yeah.
Almost 3. Well, almost about a little over 3 weeks. Yeah, 3.5.
So, again, hey, have a good night, Luke.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Yep, good night. Peace.
Yeah. Awesome guy.
Nice.
That
was cool.
Yeah, and I have never met him in person, unfortunately, but I've seen him a lot in the community. Obviously, he's been on some of Joel's Joel Telling 3D streams, and just a genuinely
the Blue Storm Terra.
Yeah,
he
just
helped,
seems like a genuinely awesome guy.
100%.
And if you ever, if he starts manufacturing for other people or doing Luke stuff and anything, like if you have a company that could collaborate with another company like what Luke has, I would do it, right? Like if my company needed to collaborate with someone, that's who I'd want to work with, someone like Luke. So, he seems like someone that if you had an idea and he could help with it, like he said, he's going to do everything he can to help with it, and that's really cool. So, super glad we had him on. So we have about 20 minutes left.
Well, I guess that means we talk about the snap maker right now.
No, Morris. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Everybody will leave if you do. So
in news we do have Polymaker rolled out some new filament colors.
Yeah.
4 new Celestials and 2 new Starlights. So that's been pretty cool.
I'm interested in the one that stood out to me was the Celestial White. It was like a pearlescent white. I think it was one of the Celestials. That looked really nice. I saw like an egg or something, like a dragon egg type thing.
Yeah, they had dragon eggs.
Yeah, I think it was it Dave's? I think it was Dave makes stuff. I don't know, maybe he must have got a spool or whatever, but that one looks really cool. And what we talked cool. Poly, I don't even know the number of colors
they're like up to. They're approaching 500, dude.
Yeah,
they were like 400
obscene.
Like last year or something.
Yeah,
it's insane.
And many more to come. Like between now and who knows when, more will come out. It's just to be honest, I'm not sure how they keep track of that level of portfolio for it. It's an obscene amount of colors.
Well, and then now you just have people kind of like, whereas before it was like Nick managing a lot of that stuff, it's spread out amongst several people. So now it's just it's being attacked from several angles. So you have people handling the the pretty stuff. I can't think of
Yeah,
the.
or
I
the
want to say something.
HTPLA, or
Yeah,
I think you'd have to
the
do that,
engineering
right?
grade stuff.
Like
Yeah.
at that
So
size, I mean, not one person
what
can keep
over the
track of that.
last week, including the ASACF from last week plus this week, that's at least 12 or 13
It's
new
been quite. It's yeah,
filaments
it's been a
from
lot.
them in like a week period, basically. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's busy. It's a good time for us, man. It's a good time for makers. It's a good time for 3D printing people. We got new machines popping up. We got new filament,
new filament companies. Really, I mean,
new
there's
filament companies,
yeah.
new printer companies. It's just we're in a win-win right now. You're like I'm afraid of when the rug's gonna be pulled out from under us or something.
Yeah, I've
Because
seen a
like
lot over the last like couple of weeks. I mean, I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Instagram, X, everywhere from people in the community, and a lot of the posts are about the people, us, the 3D print, the
yeah,
members, having like a resurgence in what's happening, because it kind of it got a little bit not stagnant, but
yeah, it
there
did.
really didn't seem like there was a lot coming out that was innovative or new. It was just kind of
Yeah,
same old. Um, and so to see all the new stuff, I think it's, yeah, I know for me, it kind of energized me a little bit more than I had been. I'm always excited about 3D printing, but it's nice to see new things, and it's nice to see new things, not just from like printers or filament, but parts and things like what Luke's doing. So,
yeah, and
um,
it's twofold because it's like not only do you have new machines, and you have like new stuff popping up, but new types of machines are popping up,
yeah,
and becoming way more affordable, than before. So bigger machines, just think like 4 or 5 years ago, you wouldn't even like consider the fact that you could have, something the size of like an Elegoo, Orange Storm Giga, or like a Stablebot. Granted, a Stablebot is like high end, but I'm just saying like
yeah.
machines that size in your house or in your
No,
garage or in
and I,
in
you
your space,
have,
and be dependable.
yeah, and you have like the Stablebot, which is like a
Yeah,
whole, like
yeah, a whole
a
nother level.
stratosphere level machine compared to
Yes.
what like the Elegoo Orange Storm. And I know a lot of people have had
Yeah.
issues with that, but to be able to even look, what is that? Is that 600 by 600 or 800 by 800? I can't even remember
600 by
now.
600 by 600 by 600 by 1 meter.
Yeah, so but to be able to have that size of machine, and to have it
Yeah,
for $1,200, right? Like,
yeah.
um,
Oh, you're talking about the Orange Storm Giga?
yeah, the
Yeah, I
Giga,
think
yeah.
it's eight. I think it's
I
eight
think
by
it's
eight by eight.
800 by 800, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, just to have big machines and fast machines and tool changers and nozzle swappers and
yeah,
open source, uh, um, like the the turtle box, and like I mean, just to have like options is just really cool. And I
yeah,
think,
dude.
I hope we're continuing to grow. Like I'm interested in, oh, we're going to see some new stuff from Luke, right, at 3D
Yeah,
Printopia. So it'll be cool to see, potential new things from other people too. And
yeah.
it's
It's
neat
gonna
to
be
me
fun.
that people are still using these events, these rep festivals, to launch new stuff, right, or to release
Right?
new, like they're not saving that. It would have been very easy for them to save it for like a TCT, or some other larger event. But
Yeah,
I like that they're still using. I still like to see that they're using these reps and 3D Printopia to touch the community. So it's really cool. But speaking of 3D Printopia, and we said with Luke, we're like 3.5, 4 weeks basically away from 3D Printopia.
yeah,
Um, and from everybody I've heard of that is going and has a table, like Steve and I will have a table for
yep,
Unspooled, Layer by Layer, Emoji 3D, all three will be there, and then other people will be represented at our table as well. But everybody I've talked to, everybody's like, it's September already and I'm not ready. Like nobody seems to be ready. I haven't heard one
I'm
person be like, Yeah,
I'm
good.
done with everything.
Yeah, like everybody's still
yeah.
printing stuff. Everybody's still
Yeah,
building
absolutely.
machines. I'm building. So if you guys know Stay Creepin' in chat, him and I are building a new machine that has just come out called the Antithesis, and I would love to be able to get that done and bring it for 3D Printopia, but I literally started it like 2 weeks ago. And
is that the one that Killer Prince made? Or
yeah,
no?
so Killer Prince did him, and then it's the founders, the people that designed it. It's Cam. If you go to their Discord, Cam and Dan the Man is his name. So Dan and Cam, I guess. But there's only been a handful of them, and they did launch it at Remurf, not Remurf. Was it Murph or Remurf? One of the two. It was either Rocky Mountain or Murph that they launched it, and it's open source, GitHub, but it's a really cool printer. It's small, really neat. It's basically an upside down Core XY, so the bed moves with the AB motor instead of the gantry. But anyways, I'd like to be able to bring that to 3D Printopia, but I just don't think I'm going to get it done.
3 weeks is not a, or 3.5 weeks is not a lot of time.
I just it's for me, it's just parts. Like I could get it all together in that time if I had everything, but I won't get all the parts in time. I have like 95% of the stuff already, but it takes like a custom PCB bed, and I'll just never have that in time, I don't think. So and I know just for us,
just bring it and we'll act like it's working.
Oh yeah,
no shade.
I could bring like what I have done, because I'll have
no shade to the Magneto from 2023.
Yeah, well, remember last year at 3D Printopia, they even then the Magneto, they shipped one, and the one they shipped broke, so they had
that's right. And
somebody
had someone local bring one. Yeah,
that worked. Yeah,
no shade, Yo Poly.
I actually bought
Piopoly or whatever.
Hold on. I actually bought last 3D Printopia one of their so that's the Piopoly Lancer extruder. So it's got the load unload, and I'm going to be using this on the Antithesis. I've been waiting. Nice. It's been a full year since I bought this. I bought this there, and I've been waiting for something to use it on, and I'm going to use it on that. And it's going to be the smallest printer I have. And it's going to be using this awesome piece of machined.
What's the bed size for the
it's 130 by 100. So 130 millimeters. So it's basically Voron V0 size, but so it's going to use.
What are you going to use? What's the first thing you're going to print on it?
A Benchy. I print Benchies on everything, right? Like the
size of Benchy.
Yeah, I print Benchies on everything, but. It's going to use a this one in particular. They have a few different versions. Like you can use a Bondtech LGX or an Orbiter. They have a few other like adapters for, but and then the hotends you can use various ones. But I'm going to be using the Fadus Conch for the X1 in this. But you can use. They have a few different designs.
What's the speed for it?
I mean, it's fast. You can, it's Core XY, so, but it's different. It's basically an upside down Core XY. So the bed is the Core XY. The bed moves. The tool head is stationary, only moves up and down on the Z. So it's the mine in particular will use all LDO motors, LDO superpowers. So it could. I mean, if I run it at 48 volt, I mean the thing could be fat. I mean, but again, we're talking a bed this big, so. I wish I had. I just got all. So I just got a bunch of the parts. These all just came in today from Send Cut Send. So these are a bunch of the So this is basically the frame that that the bed mounts to. So I mean it's small, but yeah, all these parts just came because Luke was talking about Send Cut Send. So these all just came in from them. So that's the thing. There isn't a kit yet for the Antithesis. So if you do want to build it, you have to source all your own materials. But it's a fun build.
Nice. Cool. So, what time is it? We still got a few minutes.
Yeah.
But also, if anyone's listening, make sure if you want to, throw a print on our table, feel free. We'll
A
have
printer
space.
or a printed project.
Project, yeah. Anything you want? Not anything, but for the most part, anything that you want to throw in.
Anything tabletop.
Tabletop, yes.
Yeah.
Tabletop for sure. Yeah, I doubt anyone's bringing something bigger than tabletop. If someone bought something awesome and bigger than tabletop, we could find a space. But I doubt anyone's bringing something.
Well, I just mean like one of the guys we talk to a lot is Frank, right? It's Frank can be if Frank rolls in with like a 17-foot tall, like whatever he prints,
a big rig.
Like tabletop or relatively that size, like
yeah, for sure.
Frank, don't show up with a giant, no giant things, but and I do know like a few people that we talked to have talked about maybe coming out that weren't originally coming out, which would be cool. I'd like to see as many people as possible. Bryce 3DP, if anybody follows him, he's going to be out there. I've never met him in person. Excited to meet him. So it seems like there's quite a few new Earth people, new 3D printing.
I hope our table kind of becomes like a hangout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where, people who don't usually come or just looking for somewhere to kind of like chill while they're there will come by, and just like hang out or whatever.
Yeah.
And kick it. And maybe get a quick little, maybe we'll do like some 5-minute interviews. You know what I really wanted to do? And I wish I would have like made a 3D printed a camera to do this, is a yearbook. Like a 3D printing yearbook.
Yeah.
Cool.
That would be cool.
Like where everyone like comes by, takes a photo, and then like we make like a yearbook with like superlatives and all that stuff in it.
That would be cool. Like it would be neat to have. It would be cool to have that web based, so that all photos or people could submit photos from Jerf, Earth, Murph, Remurf, Lone Star. I mean, is that all of them now?
Yeah, dude.
Jerf, Murph, Earth, Remurf, Lone Star. But even more, right? Like Rapid or anything. But to have like a 3D printing community site where people could submit photos from all these events as like what you said, a yearbook, that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun. I think it would be fun to have like a yearbook type thing.
Yeah,
it's something I thought about last year, and then I was like, because I was emceeing, I knew I wasn't going to be able to pull it off. But this year I was like, maybe.
Yeah, and something like something like that is really nice to have, like the community connections thing that like the printing the flower. Like I printed one, and anybody who went to most of these events printed one, and that thing got huge. And I don't know who of you out there, but there was one orange one in there. I don't know if you saw that. Like they were all like some variation of blue, and then there was like one orange one in the middle. I don't think they had the heart to like throw it out or be like, you can't be in there. But I don't know who it was, but if you're the one that printed the orange one, you know who you are. But yeah, I think those type of things are fun, right? Like that anyone in the community can, because there were people that like at 3D Printopia last year who weren't able to go, but they knew somebody who was going, and that person brought their community connection submission, so it's neat. Like if you were to flip that around and look at the back of that, like I don't know how many were submitted, but it was a lot. Like that thing was huge.
It would be cool to do something like I said, the yearbook, or maybe just like a giant board or something that people sign, or something community based that like people were just like, oh okay, oh that was so cool, and then I don't know, maybe we auction it off or something for charity or whatever at the end. And if we do like a board or something, or I don't know, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Like more than anything, I want to have fun, and I think we're on the road to like it being pretty cool, especially with it being the last one in Maryland. So I think we're on the path.
And I think with Unspooled, like the idea was to connect as many makers and 3D printers as possible. So I'd like to be able to use Unspooled there as a way to bring 3D Printopia to all the people that couldn't make it, right? So
Yeah.
trying to live stream as much of it as we can, and my plan is to be live pretty much the whole time, like all times. And you know, just because a lot of people that I know for a fact, there are tons of people out there for 3D Printopia, and then a lot of people from the East Coast that never make it to like Open Sauce or Rocky Mountain because
Rocky Mountain,
you know, they're just too far for them. But yeah, it'd be cool to be able to bring that, you know, connect with them even a little bit. But as much as possible. But yeah.
So, hey, Dad's RC Workbench and Jupiter Robotics. Welcome.
Yeah. Nice to see you guys.
Dude. Yeah.
And I'm excited, man. Luke was fun to talk to, man. I thoroughly enjoyed that. He
seems like such a quiet dude, you know what I mean? And then it's just like,
boom. I can respect that level of like excitement and just let's get it. Like,
when someone's passionate about something and it just shows.
That passion, because there's a lot of things that I'm like that about, and a lot of things within 3D printing, little subsets that I get that excited about. So it's cool to see someone be comfortable enough to get that excited about something. So,
yeah.
So before we wrap it up, people have seen we do have an Unspooled Discord. We always talk about it towards the end of all of our episodes. Join that. We are darn close. Strothgar mentioned it the other day. We are darn close to 100 people in the
I've been watching
Discord.
it quietly.
So go and join. Click the link. You might be the 100th member of the Discord, of the Unspooled Discord. And the crazy thing is it's been super active, right? Like, we're in it all the time, and it's
a lot.
So many good people.
We had 3 people dropping yesterday. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, like Strothgar, GTR Dad, State Creepin', a lot of the people, Aggro, like all the people that are in chat, you know, are there, and Wazzy and Adam, and it's just really cool that
Hadron.
Stay Creepin', Hadron, same person. If you see them, So if you join, like I said, it's very active, and we almost didn't do it, right? Like we were like, no, we don't.
Another one.
Yeah, another Discord. And I am very, very glad that we did, because it's been very active, and it's connected a lot. It's connected me with a lot of people that I might not have talked with frequently. You know, I would see them in other Discords, but it's fun.
We also rolled out the Facebook group this week as well, for people who aren't Discord fans, in a sense. And that we have the Facebook group now.
That added quick too. Like, there were a number of people
because I don't have any shame in spamming my friends. That's why people that I'm friends with already, I'm like, get your you know what in here right now. So it's fun. Spam your friends.
I mean, I think for me, it's like most of I've got some local 3DP people to me that I'm friends with. But none of them are like what I would say our level of obsession or addiction with 3DP. So when I get Luke's level of excitement around 3DP, they're just like, oh my god, you know, like, and all the people that are as excited about 3D printing with me that I communicate with daily are all over the country and all over the world. So to have platforms to communicate with them on a daily basis is fun.
Well, I also think that, like, you know, that's where the Facebook group comes in, because a lot of people who aren't deep into it will join a Facebook group to kind of like see what they can kind of like learn or glean off of people in there. Whereas Discord is a whole nother down, like, spiral into.
Well, yeah, it's definitely more of us level addiction to 3D printing. Like, I think you when you get into 3D printing, you do like all the socials, and then you dive into like a Facebook group, and then another Facebook group, and another, and then that snowballs into Discord, And then
Yeah,
once you're
yeah,
in
yeah.
Discord, that's like the rabbit hole, right? Like
Oh
Alice
yeah,
in the
you're
rabbit
done.
hole,
It's game over,
then it's
man.
just over.
Game over.
Yeah. If you get into 3D printing Discord, you're done for. Like there's no getting
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're in it. Yeah.
No one goes to Discord, the 3D print Discord part of it, and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take it easy."
Yeah. No,
with
you're
this
all in,
hobby.
and then next thing you know, you're like scrolling on the side to like get to like I'm in so many Discord servers
I hate it so much.
that like if it's on my phone, I'm scrolling like a lot
Yeah.
to get to the bottom.
Nope.
I have to put like all my like frequent ones like up to the top.
Yes.
So that I can.
So right now, my frequents are like what's on the top of my Discord list. I think it's obviously Unspooled. I think Polymaker because I'm in there a lot, and then it's one more in there. I can't remember what the other one is, but yeah.
Mine are.
And then Voxel Voyager, which I'm not in, which we were supposed to start back up. So I keep it there to make me feel bad about not starting it back up.
Yeah, mine are Unspooled, and the Antithesis Discord right now because I'm building that, so that's brought to the top, and then several like printer manufacturers, and then other filament manufacturers like Polymaker and Overture and Newmaker and all of those, and then Ember Prototypes. If you guys aren't in his Discord, that's a fun one. Bondtech, stuff like that. Modbot's Discord is really good. If you guys aren't in that, Modbot Army, that one's fun.
Never heard of
him. Never heard of him. But, and then Bryce 3D Prints. I actually mentioned him earlier. He's going to be at 3D Printopia this year. I think it's the first year he's going. I've talked to him a lot. Really good guy, and it'll be the first time I'm going to meet him in person. So, but he has a really cool, kind of like an Unspooled level Discord with a lot of really cool people that are active, and it's a pretty active server. But
I felt like I might be in that or joined it.
Yeah, it's Bryce's 3D Prints is kind of his shtick or his name everywhere. But yeah, he's a super nice guy. But we can bond over crabs at eating crabs at 3D Printopia, because I cannot leave this time without having some
at least
Maryland
a crab
crabs.
Cake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, anything, whatever's popular, I got to try it. And I'm supposed to go to that. What was the name of that place? The Costa's, right? That's what Greengate said.
I ain't going to. Listen, depending on what time you get in, we could go to the Amish market and get a crab cake. Probably one of the best crab cakes for the price around. Like, we definitely could hit that up.
Yeah.
Costa's, I don't know. I haven't been there. I'm not doubting that it's delicious.
Yeah.
But I just know I have several other places closer that are probably as delicious.
Yeah.
As that place. So
yeah, close is good because I'm going to be driving from Reagan to Bel Air. So once I get there, I don't want to have to drive somewhere else because that's like an hour and 20 minute drive.
I'll drive you to wherever we're going. That way, you can just sit back and relax.
Yeah, be fun. So, a lot of crab eating. I can't wait. Yeah. I'm already hungry. Every time and that's the thing. In Unspooled Discord, if you guys join the Spooligan Lounge and the audio thing, every night we start talking about 3D printing and food. Everybody talks about food, and then I get hungry, and I have to friggin' leave the chat to go get food, because we all talk about food all the time. Then I get hungry. I can't talk about food without getting hungry.
My food is sitting like right there. As soon as
this is over,
raid out or whatever,
Steve's diving into that.
I'm diving into it, and I'm probably going to bed early tonight. So,
well,
just to double down on it.
We are technically done. So it is 9:38. We are past our Unspooled bedtime. So Steve can eat now. So we should. We appreciate everybody coming.
Adam,
I hope. What were you saying?
So let's rate into Adam. I think Additive Adam's on right now.
So let's raid into Additive Adam. Awesome guy. Everybody here probably
never shows him on my list. I think that's funny.
Oh, really?
It never.
What's he?
There we go.
Is he working on his Rook or the Daedalus?
He's on a PlayStation. He's a PlayStation 2 upgrading.
Oh,
in 2025 with 3D printing, so that's pretty interesting. Because I got a PS2. Let's see what he's doing.
all right.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys coming as usual. We'll see you guys later.
Later, man. Have a good night. We'll see you in the Discord.